Is server meshing going to work in Star Citizen? So we've all watched the videos on server meshing or server shards and persistent entity streaming in Star Citizen, and we all pretend to know exactly how it's going to work. And I bet everyone has their own take on the finer details of it. Whether an expert in the matter or not, I think we can all agree that this tech is acting as the linchpin for Star Citizen. Without server meshing, it's just going to be another MMO split into different servers with a one in, one out cap that just won't do for building a thriving universe. I mean, have a look at this clip from a video I made on this channel 10 years ago now.
I think the success of this game resides on how they go about creating those different servers that you play on and how they integrate with each other as a whole, so that you can make effects within this universe.
Jeez, can you remember those janky hangar modules? So even back then, this was one of the key goals of the game. I didn't really explain it well back then, but essentially the idea is to split the game into different shard servers. So a planet could have its own shard, and then a bunker within that planet, or even the ship landing at that bunker might have its own if it's big enough. The plan is to have all those separate shards also talk to each other seamlessly. It gets confusing when you begin to think about the finer details of how this is going to work. Like, take a big space battle with thousands of people. Will the battlefield be broken into separate shards? Will I be able to see ships far off in what will be another shard? Will I be able to shoot at that ship? Some larger ships may have their own shard just for that ship. And what if a shard becomes too full and the server can't handle it, and then it splits those groups into two different shards? As this tech is new and being developed, I don't even think the developers know the finer details until they really start to hammer down on what's possible. If they manage to pull this off and create a seamless meshing of servers, it could really revolutionise MMOs. I know of no other game that does this, or any that's being worked on for that matter. EVE Online has this one big server broken up into nodes for each cluster of systems. When many people enter a location, be it for a large battle, they reinforce that node and it enters tie-dye or time dilation. This basically deals with the issue by slowing time down, and if you've ever been in one of these fights, you know it's hell on earth. Other games like WoW or New World simply have the servers that you can join with a server cap and a one in, one out system to control the numbers. Those servers are pretty much separate and each have their own economy and groups that play within those servers. I'm still trying to get my head around it all, and I've been a backer for 10 years. With the introduction of PES, persistent entity streaming, being the first real roadblock for server meshing released, an update that nuked the servers and made them pretty much unplayable with space junk now everywhere, and a benefit that I've really yet to see the good side of, as servers just seem to deteriorate quickly and then 30k, and at the moment I'm pretty skeptical. But this is currently on one server over the whole of the system, and I'm guessing that the hope is when server meshing is introduced, the shard that I'm on won't have to worry about what is happening over the other side of the system and be localized to me, my surroundings, and only the other people within that shard. This would reduce the amount of data that has to be sent to that area, hopefully reducing any lag and letting this shard communicate with the other shards. It's a bit mind-boggling when you really start to think about putting this into practice. The idea of this though is amazing. It's a way to have a graphically intense and beautiful looking game deal with the age-old problem of having too many people connected to one server and the lag fest that can ensue from this. If it works, Cloud Imperium will be on to a goldmine. And not just for Star Citizen, but selling this tech to other games. Imagine if other open world games used this, like a DayZ style game with a huge map where everyone logs on to the same world, full of other player encounters rich in story driven player content. Or a game like in the film Ready Player One, a massive world of endless possibilities. It's pretty exciting and scary when you start to think about it, and certainly could be very interesting for the possibilities and doors that it could open. So, like I said, I'm not really an expert on the matter, I'm just an inquiring mind looking forward to what could be. What's your take on it all? Do you think they're going to pull this off, or are we doomed to an ongoing feature creep and development hell? With so much invested and the dreams of many willing this on, I really hope that one day it's going to be a reality. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and check out some of our other videos, and I'll catch you in the next one.